So I think it is actually going to be Tetraby in the McLaren. Obviously, a real good contender for pole as they also get caught up with traffic as Zinks gets a 5-place grid penalty for causing a collision with Wizzy Boy. Tetraby across the line sets the benchmark, and then AMS Josh in the Williams then sets a lap time that I think already beats the Division 2 pole lap time that we saw yesterday, a 25.8. And Cintium now gets a 5-place grid penalty for causing a collision with their teammates. What is going on with the grid penalty here? This is really gonna spice things up for the qualifying order as Zinks there goes into P7, currently on provisional pole, improving by 2/10. Are they going to be able to extend their lead at the top as they have a massive snap through Vale and into the final corner, and they do improve to a 25.4. Josh finishes, they don't get pole, and so does Rev Rob. 25.9 for them, starts P8, and actually 2 Ferraris, and both of them going to P2 and P3. Oliver being the one in P2 with a 25.5. That is excellent work from them. Jason Owie has retired, and Adam crosses the line. They can't steal pole, neither can Tetraby. Tetraby starts probably in the lowest position he started so far this season, as Zinks now goes into P6 there in the Red Bull. Sleek finishes in P9, and Epic OJ finishes in P12. Zalagi comes into the pits. They aren't going to improve on their lap time. They will start P13, as Mattia Maga finishes in P14, followed by Xander, Cintium, ICU, Reese, and Mighty King. But don't forget, Cintium and I believe it was Zinks with 5-place grid penalties. So that is going to mess up the order a bit more. Here we go as we now go down to the Hamilton Straight as we go to 5 red lights for the British Grand Prix here in Division 1. It's going to be lights out and away we go. Dom starting on pole, and I think he got a pretty good start, but I think Oliver actually in the Ferrari. There's a big crash already at the back. Oliver goes down the inside of Dom, already going into turn 1 and into turn 2, and I think Oliver gets the move up into P1 of this race. Is Asteroid going to try and follow them through on the inside? And I think Dom just holds that round the outside, but Tetraby goes up the inside of Asteroid. Can Tetraby get up into P3? Already up 1 position on Adam, but I think he just has to slot in behind as we go down the Wellington Straight. Is Sleek going to be able to look for a move on Josh as we go down into Brooklands? I don't think he's going to be close enough, but look at Zinks. He's gone down the inside, and there was a slight bit of contact, but I think with the with the lag, Zinks was able to stay in front. But as we look up at the front, Jay Snowy going side by side with Adam going into Cop's corner, and as I was saying, Lewis and Max crashing here in 2021, but around the outside goes Adam and manages to stay in P5 at the moment. Any other drivers going side by side? I think Sleek is really looking in his mirrors as Zinks there, but Zinks has to slot in behind. As we look further down the back, I don't think anything else is there, but Cintium and Mighty King both having an opening lap incident there as they literally go off the start. Asteroid closing in on Dom, going around the outside, going into Stowe Circuit, and I don't think Dom really thought that. It's now a Ferrari 1-2 going on to lap 2. Going down the inside there is Zinks on Sleek and gets that move quite nicely. And I think Sleek might actually have backed out of that one as Epic OJ as well gets through on Sleek as well, and it's turn 4 and turn 5, and I think Xander is just going to be able to get that as we see Reese going down the inside of Mattia Manga. Is Reese going to be able to control that going into Luffield, and round the outside is Rev Rob actually, so not Reese, and they are still going to maintain it side by side. This happened in 2021, and it is going to be a Mercedes and Red Bull. Round the outside goes the Mercedes, and the Mercedes gets through, and that is what the Red Bull wanted to try and do in 2021. But in the game stats, Rev Rob gets that very nicely. With the overtake on right now, is he going to potentially try and make the move? But I think Zinks is maybe going to try and make a send. But Epic OJ is lurking down the inside. Can't get it as Zinks goes down the inside of Jay Snowy. Jay Snowy sees him coming as Zinks is now going to have to try and hold it round the outside going into Luffield. Will Zinks get the better traction on the exit? He has a slight snap, and that allows Jay Snowy to stay in front. Epic OJ now could try and make an impact. As soon as I switch away from that battle, we see Reese and Rev Rob going side by side there. Rev Rob trying to hold that down the inside going into turn 3, but Reese round the outside now actually tries to make a send on Zalagi. Down the inside he goes into the loop and through Aintree, and I think the Aston Martin manages to stay in front there. Some good battling there from the Aston Martin, but as we now go down into Brooklands, is anything going to be made? And I think Rev Rob sends one down the inside of Zalagi. Round the outside is going to have to try and make it through Luffield, and Zalagi has the inside line, gets the better line through there, and Revrob cannot get the exit speed needed to get side by side with them. And I think going into Copse corner, Zalagi is just going to shut that door in the Mercedes face, and does so as we see Techby drop down into P5 now, as he's now dropped down into P13. What's happened to Techby? He's just lagged out completely, and he's now back down in P13. He's now going to have to try and cut through the pack again. What happened to Techby? Maybe a spin or something? I'm not too sure. But Techby is going to already try and make his mark going into Stowe. Already trying to get through on Revrob. And back into P12, but the Mercedes is still there, and he has to give him space, as Revrob is still going to try and hold this down the inside into Vale and through the second part of Vale. Techby gets the move, but Revrob tries the switchback on the McLaren, and I think the McLaren is just able to stay in P12, but that's going to be interesting to see if that McLaren can get back to where he was. But I have no idea what happened to him, as we see Zalagi trying to make a move on Reese down the inside, going into Village and through the loop. Isn't able to make that move. Is Jason Owie going to maybe potentially try and make a send going into Village there? No, he doesn't. I think he tried to find the inside, but I think Zinks covered that up quite nicely. Jason Owie has another opportunity there to go down the inside through the loop and into Aintree. Again, Zinks with some excellent defending there. Manages to stay in front. Is Epic OJ maybe going to try and maybe make a send on the Alpine going into Brooklands? No, he can't. As Zinks once again defends the inside. Jason Owie spots some space. Round the outside, he's going to have to go through Luffield. Can he get the exit speed? And Zinks pushes him off the track there. That might be a penalty coming for the Red Bull's way, but Epic OJ gets through as well. And I think it's going to be a second time we see a Mercedes and a Red Bull go through Copse corner side by side, as Jason Owie is there on the inside as well. But I think Epic OJ is just going to be able to clear the Alpine, and actually gets through on the Red Bull as well. And Epic OJ is now the leading car in this train. Zinks behind, Jason Owie in P8, and Sleek is there lurking, waiting to make an impact. I think Zinks is going to get through. Sleek gets through on Jason Owie as well. Sleek might even try and get past a few more. Jason Owie is forced off the track, and I think Epic OJ was nearly crashed as well. Epic OJ is out, and spins there, half spins, nearly crashing out, but able to stay on track. Reese has been ghosting through all of them, and Zalagi and Techby involved in that. Techby has a snap there, and as he now goes back down into P13, and Zalagi comes through and ghosted in P9, as we see Epic OJ already trying to make a move on Jason Owie. Jason Owie back down in P11. I have no idea what happened in that midfield part, but what happened, I have no idea. Revrob down the inside, he goes on Zalagi on the Sauber. Round the outside, he goes through the loop. He can't get the move on the Sauber, but the Alpine of Jason Owie down the inside of the Mercedes. And I think the Alpine is going to be able to get that. Sleek as well gets through on Zinks going into Brooklands, as we see Zalagi getting really close to Reese once again. Zinks tries to make a move on Sleek once again as well. Sleek gets through. Zinks gets through on Sleek. Reese gets through on Zalagi. And now as we go down into Vale, Zalagi heads into the pits. And I think that was Sleek getting a bit of a snap there, and that allows Reese to go through. Although the RB manages to stay in front, we might see Revrob maybe trying to make a move down the inside going into turn 1 on the Aston Martin side by side. And Reese manages to stay in front, but as we go into turn 3, the Mercedes doesn't try to go for a move there. Was I think Jason Owie and Revrob having a bit of a battle there, as Jason Owie goes down the inside going into Vale, but Jason Owie isn't able to get the overtake done. He stays in P10. Techby just behind though. He might try and get the overtake on Jason Owie, as he had a much better exit out of Club Corner, but then decides to back out of that one, as ICU gets a 10-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane as he comes in off Sleek in front, as Asteroid retakes the lead. Techby though goes up the inside of Jason Owie trying to make the overtake. Can he get it done going into Vale though, as we see the Aston Martin heading into the pit, so does the Mercedes. And Jason Owie trying to make the overtake on Revrob once again, but Techby down the inside can't get the move, and he once again has to just stick behind Jason Owie once again, as it was Reese and Epic OJ heading into the pits, as they are going to go off those soft tyres to go on to some mediums. Now, where is Zalagi going to be compared to these two who have boxed? Obviously, Avi calling the mega undercuts. Let's see if he is correct. But I think Reese and Epic OJ might just be able to get out in front of Zalagi. But Zalagi coming into turn 1 right there, as we're going to stay on board with Reese. But Zalagi does actually get through on both of them. So Zalagi makes the move on 2 already. How many more is he going to get? Obviously, Oliver has that DRS off his own teammates. Let's see how this will plan out. Or as Oliver goes a bit deep as they go through Chapel. And Dom goes up the inside. Can Dom get the overtake on one Ferrari? He's going to burn to try and get past it, but I think Oliver is just going to be able to stay in front. But Dom goes down the inside of one. He can't get the inside of Oliver, though, as Asteroid drops down into P3. Adam as well just behind. Can he try and make the overtake as Asteroid dives into the pits? And Adam stays in P3. Josh obviously in P5. And Josh is actually caught up with this fight as well. Wizzy Xander will be pitting anytime soon, but I assume that we will see Oliver diving into the pits, as you can see there. Dom, Adam and Josh stay out. But it's going to be a question to see where will Oliver come out compared to the other drivers. Through goes Asteroid through turn 1. And Oliver comes out in P2. Zalagi isn't close enough, so good work there by the 2 Ferraris, as they are going to maintain a net P1 and P2. So yeah, Sleek getting the overtake. Jay Snowy heads into the pits. So getting off those medium tires quickly. What tires will he go on to though? Because softs for 13 laps is going to be quite, it's going to be quite difficult. So let's see what Jay Snowy decides to go on to, and I think it is going to be soft tires for 13 laps. So that's going to be a mega stint if he wants to try and make that work. But where is he going to come out, as we see both Ferraris going through turn 1 there? Obviously, Jay Snowy was battling at best for like P6 at the moment. So Zalagi goes through, so does Rev Rob, Reese and Zinx, Epic OJ as well. And I think he will come out behind those, and he will be 1.7 seconds behind them. So a bit of work to make up, but he is on these soft tyres, so needs to ease them in quite nicely and not take too much life out of them, as they do need to do 13 laps. So just take it easy. When are we going to see these other top 3 drivers pitting, as Josh gets through around the outside of Dom there and goes around the outside of Adam as well, as Josh now is going to be in the lead of the race at the moment. Tetsubi gets through on Sleek there as well down the back straight, as we see Dom and Josh into the pits. Are we going to see anyone else into the pits? No, Tetsubi and Sleek stay out. Wizzy gets back through on Matiamanga, as none of those 2 elect to go into the pits. Is Xander going to call the time to go into the pits? No, he doesn't either. He doesn't need to. He's not under threat. Where is Josh and Dom going to come out compared to where they pitted? As Dom nearly got through on Josh there into the pit phase, so maybe one of them not getting off their line quick enough, as Oliver sets the fastest lap of the race. As you see Josh and Dom coming out of the pit lane, obviously they were in the battle for P1, but I think they are just going to get out in front. They are just going to get out in front of Zalagi, as Adam and Sleek will be behind these drivers. So Adam on pit exit right now, and I think he's just going to be in front of his own teammates. So good work from the Saubers. But let's see where Sleek comes out, and they're going to be behind Jay Snowy. So staying out that longer has hurt them, as Jay Snowy up the inside of Epic OJ gets the move. Obviously Sleek on the softs as well, but he's going to have a lot of work to do there. So let's see where Tetchby and Wizzy Boy will come out compared to these drivers. I'm going to take a sip of water because I am starting to lose my voice. As Zinx there has a moment through Chapel and has spun, and he's down in P17 due to that. That is not what he needs. As Tetsubi is going to come out, I believe, behind Sleek, but on the soft tyres, so he can work with them a little bit. Wizzy Boy on the soft tyres as well, and he will get out surely in front of ICU, who is coming into turn 1 right now. Where is that Tass? It is still on pit exit. Zinx gets a 10-second in the pit lane. Will he retire? Yes, he does. I thought he was going to do that ever since he sped in the pits. Let's see where Matiamanga, though, will come out compared to the other drivers. Currently heading onto the pit exit, but honestly, it will be in front of Wizzy Boy, I would assume. He's going to be way behind, though, compared to Tetsubi. So he's going to have to try and get those done, as well as ICU gets a 10-second penalty for speeding and retires as well in the pits. But Xander comes into the pits for his pit stop. And honestly, I think he will honestly come out behind Matiamanga if I'm going to be completely honest. But we'll continue to ride on board as Dom. We're getting really close to Josh there. He might try to go up the inside as Asteroid is down in P4. So these soft tyre runners really doing their bit. So Josh could be looking for a potential win here, but Oliver needs to get on with it if he wants to try and keep these soft tyre runners behind him. But 1.2 seconds separating them, as Xander does indeed come out behind Mattia Manga as I predicted. It's Jay Snowy actually heads into the pits once again. Did he get a damaged front wing maybe? Yes, he did. So Jay Snowy replacing his front wing and getting a fresh set of soft tyres. And honestly, I think he will be behind Cintium, to be completely honest with you. 2/10 separating Oliver and Josh, and I think this will be an easy overtake for Josh. Oliver is going to be vulnerable on this straight. And honestly, don't count out Dom. I think Dom might be able to get it. We're right on board with Dom and see if he gets the overtake on both of them. No, he doesn't, but Josh gets the move on Oliver, and you can see Dom is trying to get in on that, but Nicholas is going to try and make an overtake on the Williams if he can, but isn't able to, and I think he was actually pushed by Dom as Dom goes around the inside, around the outside. He's now going to go through Vale and into Club Corner, and I think Dom gets the move on Oliver, and now Adam is going to be the next driver to get the overtake. And as it was looking to be a Ferrari 1-2, it's now going to be a Ferrari 4-5 potentially, as Oliver tried to go up the inside of Dom going into turn 1, but that wasn't going to work, as now Adam gets the move down the inside, going into the loop and through Aintree. And it is now going to be a Ferrari 4-5. Looked good for them at one point, but not looking good anymore, as Oliver is still going to try and fight this with the Sauber. Will he try and make an extra send on Dom? He does get the wheel there, but only able to make the overtake on the Sauber. Dom getting really close to Josh, and I think we might see Oliver try to sneak his nose up the inside of one of these as well, but we'll ride on board with the Ferrari. But I think it's going to be an easy overtake for Adam, but Oliver closes it off. Is Oliver going to try and maybe make a send? No, he doesn't. He gets helped by the rear, I think, of the Sauber. He has to go off the track, but he still maintains it. Here we go. Oliver tries to go up the inside, and it's not going to be a through goes Asteroid incident. He was waiting for it. I can tell you right now, Asteroid was about to hit the line. Was Oliver gets through on Adam? Has Adam had a moment? No, I don't think he has. I think it has just been pure pace from Oliver, but Oliver 1.3 seconds behind the top two. As you can see, Oliver there with a slight burn to try and get through. Asteroid might be trying to make his mark as well. Have these soft tyres already gone off? We still do have 5 laps to go. Adam getting really close to Asteroid. Asteroid getting really close to Adam. Asteroid keeps a much tighter line there through Beckett's and into Chapel. Is it going to be Asteroid or is it going to be Adam? Adam is going to pull to the inside. So does Asteroid. And I think Asteroid might be able to go into P3. And he gets past, and he gets through both of them. But Adam still trying to battle with Oliver, as Oliver is going to try to make sense if he can, but taps the rear of Adam. But Oliver stays in P5, down in P4, as Cintium gets the fastest lap there, as I predicted, as Rev Rob goes around the outside of Techby. Techby back down the inside, going into Vale. And I think Rev Rob is just going to be able to get that once again, but Techby tries the switch back, isn't able to get it. And that could have been a through go sleek moment there, but no need to say that line, as he doesn't get back, as he doesn't get through both of those. Through Maggotts and Beckett's, it is just going to be a case of trying to focus to try and get the best possible exit out of here, as Reese picks up a 3 seconds there for exceeding track limits. But here we go down the straight. Josh not really burning. Dom is going to burn everything to get past Josh there, but obviously Dom has that 10 seconds and it will not stay. So Josh is going to be on course to win this race. Adam with the 3 seconds. He will drop behind both Ferraris. As Techby and Sleek there going side by side. And I think Sleek just about gets that, but Sleek is still going to try and fight this down the inside. Techby on the outside, as Dom is going to cross the line to win, but drops behind all of them. But it's still going to be side by side between Techby and Sleek. And I think Techby just about gets that. Sleek goes off the track there. Through goes Rev Rob. I had to get it in there eventually. Rev Rob takes P6 with Sleek in P7. But up at the top there, it's going to be Asteroid to take P2. Oliver Timmy will finish in P3. Double Ferrari podium here at Silverstone. Adam drops into P4. Techby into P5. Rev Rob P6. Sleek P7. Dom drops down to P8. with that 10-second penalty, and Reese will finish in P9, only a 10th off from getting P8 there, as Epic OJ crosses the line in P10. Zalagi takes home P11, Wizzy Boy takes home P12, with Mattia Maga finishing in P13, and Xander finishes in P14, and we wait to see if Jay Snowy can cross the line and take the fastest lap. He's currently improving by 5/10 on his lap, and I'm sure he is going to get it. We'll just go to fastest lap to see if he will get it. That's not the right thing. Will he be able to get it? Yes, he does, on the line.